Welcome to the R6 feature series. This time we're talking about selective quantification, which is probably the most time-saving feature in the new release. With this addition, we give you the ability to go in and activate and apply the premium quantities to your takeoff items one by one. Now the reason that we did this is that we're seeing a lot of increasingly larger models like stadiums and skyscrapers inside Vico, and users didn't always want to have to wait for the entire model to activate. So with this new feature, you can go in and have full control over what gets quantified, and then you can also optimize your time when working with content. So let's check it out. To use selective quantification, we start off in the Takeoff Manager. Here we can see the italicized takeoff items that have only the basic quantities. In this case, we have some casework that has additional CAD quantities mapped to it, and we're probably not going to need the Vico premium quantities for these elements here. I'll scroll through the list and I'll look for another opportunity. Here's a couple of ceilings created with the slab tool, and I'll definitely want premium quantities for these. In this case, I'll multi-select, pressing and holding Shift, and then I right-click and choose Quantify Selected from the context menu. I could also choose Quantify Selected from the ribbon menu. When doing so, it's going to do the full Vico analysis on these elements and give me the construction quantities by location that I'm used to. I can see when it's done that the takeoff items are now in standard font and black color. I can also see all the traditional Vico premium quantities listed under that element. As I scroll down my list a little bit further, I can see some additional elements that might want premium quantification. Probably not these curtain wall elements because the CAD count is sufficient and they number in the thousands, but I do have a couple of walls here that I'm going to want to quantify. Instead of multi-selecting, this time I'm going to do it by element. In order to quantify by element, I select from the Takeoff Manager ribbon, and you can see here I have a whole list of elements that are supported in Vico Office. Running this process will quantify each and every takeoff item that's associated to that element type. Last but not least, I have the Quantify All button. So when I'm ready to get into a full detailed estimate, I can hit this button and derive the premium quantities by location for each and every element inside my project. With that done, you can see all the takeoff items now have the standard font. Now we must keep in mind that Vico focuses heavily on location-based quantities. So to show you the impact, I'm going to create just a couple of simple locations here in the LBS Manager. When I do this, just like always, the quantities are going to end up needing to be updated because they need to be run across these different locations. I'm going to give them a name real quick. Then go back to my takeoff item list. And this time, I'm going to use the Quantify All button in order to update all of the elements. I know that this is necessary because of the warning icons that are apparent here in the Takeoff Manager view. Once I'm done quantifying all, my elements will be back up to date. Hope this helps.